to Brian Corcoran. O'Halpine was there as well, and the referee says, hang on a while, Mike Houlihan was fouling there, and that's going to be free out for Cork. Well, he's hoping to make his presence, his physical presence felt, I'm sure, in that Cork half-back line. Limerick's last score from play, you know, was by TJ Ryan. That was in the 43rd minute. So they've gone a while without an important score. They brought Ger Cunningham to take this free. He's close to 45 metres out from his own goal. Can he score from here? He's gone for it, and he's put it just to the left. Well, the long puck effort from those great days in the Cooley Mountains when he was long puck champion so many years in a row. Joe Quaid facing into the breeze. It's by no means a hurricane breeze or anything like that, not remotely like that, but there is a wind in favour of Cork. Mark Landers needing Fergal Ryan to play that ball down towards Alan Brown. Goal scorer in the first half and a point scorer in the second. That's a goal and a point now for Alan Brown. And Limerick have just brought in Ollie Moran, I can tell you, from Ahan. One of the changes that Limerick have had to make. And it's Mike Houlihan who's going off. Didn't have a particularly influential game. So a bit of restructuring needed once again by Eamon Cregan and his backroom team. They've fallen 3 points adrift. But a half chance and a goal for Limerick, and they'd be right back into it again. Everybody's aware of that. Mark Landers downfield towards Kieran Morrison, operating in there at centre half forward against Kieran Carey, but Carey's still very much the man that you have to respect down there. This sideline ball taken by Pat Ryan, swung across to Joe Dean. McDonough was slow to close him down, and Dean had the chance, and he's put it over for his 4th point. The first from play for JBM's team, with just one championship win, Cork, since they won here in Munster last in 1992. This was to Dean. McDonough slow to close, and that was enough for the young man from Killa. This is Gary Kirby. They need something special, Limerick, from Gary Kirby right now. Well, that's not special. That's a gifted pass to Sean O'Halpine. 2 men chasing after him. O'Halpine against TJ Ryan, against Barry Foley. Down into Dean again. Well, if he gets too much latitude, he could destroy Limerick in defence. And he's put it over the bar once more. 5 points by Joe Dean. 2 in a row. Celebration time for the Cork fans. It may be a bit premature because there are 11 minutes to go. And I noticed that James Moran, the other one of the Morans, may be about to come in. They'd been very much part of the Limerick team throughout the National League. Eamon Cregan was quoted as saying they were taking something of a gamble facing into this championship tie, but the sub coming in is James Moran. So once again a chance to try and reshape the team. It looks like it's Barry Foley is going off, the man who got the goal after 22 minutes, a goal and a point in all. But he ends the day sitting on the bench. And straight away it's James Moran up towards Mike Galligan. Diarmuid O'Sullivan is there for Cork. A huge one down towards Shawnee Farrell, causing some problems for Park Carey. Farrell was being restrained. It's a free into Cork. And Limerick right now are really rattled and trail by 5 points. Cork have taken their chances. Limerick have made some mistakes in defence under incessant pressure, and Joe Dean has knocked over another. 6 points for the day for Joe Dean. Well, the Cork fans see their team leading by 117 to 111. And will now be thinking about the Munster and All-Ireland champions themselves. But time still to play. And Kieran Carey and his side will not give up without a really big fight. In towards Cher Hagerty, this one comes. He can't take it cleanly. Galligan's after it. So too is Fergal Ryan, the corner back. The clearance downfield. Ollie Moran trying to get it over the head there of Mick Daly. Daly being urged on by the Cork management, knocking it down towards Shawnee Farrell, contesting there with Park Carey. It's picked up by Alan Brown. It's blocked brilliantly by Kieran Carey. Declan Nash and some of the others watch as McCormack hits this one, and and puts it just outside. But all the pressure is on the Limerick backs right now. And the puck out's taken quickly by Joe Quaid. No time to lose at this stage. This is Pat Ryan. Well, the more this game goes on, the more you feel that reply goal by Cork and by Alan Brown within 8 minutes of Limerick's in the first half was one of the crucial scores. They led at half-time by 1-8 to 1-7. They're missing a few chances here, but taking the bulk of theirs as Jack Foley comes sauntering forward before he's stripped by Fergal McCormack. Free to Limerick. Eamon Cregan continuing to urge on his charges here. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Overall a very good 15-man effort by Cork. Limerick having to make the switches. So far they've not been too effective. They've played their full hand, of course, at this stage anyway. That's Brian Corcoran. That's outside. Towards McCormack. Fergal McCormack from Mallow lashes it into the two-man inside forward line. Alan Brown's there, so too is Shawnee Farrell. The men who can get goals. And this time they get a 65. And we have some more sideline news. Let's go down and join Kieran.
Eamon Cregan has just one piece of advice for every one of his players in the middle of the field at the moment. One long ball. That ball should go to Gary Kirby, he says. He still reckons there's a goal in Limerick there.
Well, that's interesting because Gary Kirby continues to be played at left half forward. And the man, if they were going to play a ball up to, would be probably Ger Hagerty. But he hasn't got into it yet against John Brown. The mentors, Tom Cashman, Sean O'Leary, JBM, watching Pat Ryan hitting this 65, lobbing it in, blocked down, Nash is pressurised, Morrison's after it, and it's another one. And Joe Quaid has got in there on top of Kieran Morrison. Injudicious use of the boot, and it ends up being a right knees up inside there. Joe Quaid, I'm sure, will probably feel he was injured before all of that, possibly fouled, but there was a kick, and it was on Kieran Morrison. Everybody in there to try and restore order as quickly as possible. This is what happened again as you watch. Keep an eye on the goalkeeper, a central figure in this particular drama. And the ball was worked in there, worked out for the 65. And what happened next? Well, that's what happened next. Joe Quaid is limping, hurt before he used his boot on Kieran Morrison. Everybody having words. Eamon Cregan in there to try and make sure that his side remained completely focused. Joe Quaid has got the message. I'm not too sure if there was a name taken. They have their views. You may have yours. Limerick with only 2 points, of course, from play in the second half from TJ Ryan, plus 2 pointed frees, but it hasn't been enough. Limerick had 1-7 at half-time. They've only advanced that by 4 points. By comparison, Cork were 1-8 at half-time. They're now up at 117, as you can see. So 9 points in the second half so far. Just under 6 minutes to go. Joe Dean has come to take this 65. The last one was taken by Pat Ryan. And that has gone away to the right. So 11 wides now by Cork. And there have been 7 by Limerick. But they haven't been able to exert as much pressure as they needed to in the second half, the Shannonsiders. Pat Ryan. This is stopped by Steve McDonough, but he's left it behind to Joe Dean. And that's a gift. 7 points for Dean. Well, another example there of where McDonough should have cleared that ball comfortably away, but Dean was able to pick it up like McGrath earlier on in the second half. Again, the pressure on Joe Quaid's defence. This is Paul Carey. An unfair challenge by Alan Brown, the referee has decided. Johnny MacDonald from Tipperary. This is much better by Shane O'Neill, getting there ahead of Brian Corcoran. Inside towards the man inside there, who is Ger Hagerty, blocked by Fergal Ryan, trying to get it out for Cork. Out as far as Mark Landers. And a huge one downfield, in towards Joe Dean to take it in his stride. Can he? Not quite. Stopped by a combination of McDonough and Clark. Dave Clark with it. A Limerick side you have to feel sorry for over the last number of years, when they might have had at least one All-Ireland success, but it wasn't to be. Diarmuid O'Sullivan. The challenge there was by James Moran, but he got away with it. Under the dropping ball is Steve McDonough. It's between Pa Carey and Shawnee Farrell, and Farrell, straight out of the under-21s, is a very difficult player to contain because of his huge physique. Pa Carey back in the action. Cork fans pondering. Plenty of them with a lot of hope at this stage. Why not? They lead by 7 points. 3.5 minutes left. It'll be Dave Clark to take this. The cheers are Cork cheers at this stage. That's come up there as far as Ollie Moran. Ollie trying to link up with his brother James, but James is beaten to this one by Sean O'Halpine. Shortening the grip on the stick. Again they try to play it into the clear towards Jodine. Good understanding to pick out Shawnee McGrath. McGrath trying to get through the Limerick defence. Good ball across towards Shawnee Farrell. Out by Dave Clark. But the Limerick backline, they have been under incessant pressure throughout the second half. They've completely lost in midfield, and Kieran Carey just about hanging on in there.
Take your time now, take your time now, come on, take your time.
Sean O'Leary there giving the advice to Fergal McCormack, all about taking time at this stage. McCormack hitting this one, chipping it in light nicely, and that was a push. It was by Shawnee Farrell. Free to Limerick. Limerick need a goal very, very quickly. And there's been no real indication in the second half that the forwards are able to produce it. Let's see what happens here. Mark Foley towards Ger Hagerty. Hagerty's got it! He's got right ahead of him. Here may be the chance for TJ Ryan. He misses it. He sweeps it in and he's put it behind and he's put it wide. There was a goal chance, and it fell to a combination of Ger Hagerty and TJ Ryan. Well, a goal at that stage would at least have given them hope for the last 2 minutes, but he missed it completely. An injury back there to one of the Cork backs. Appears to be Diarmuid O'Sullivan, I think. Yes, the number 4 is in there attending. Not Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Is it Brown? Yes, it's John Brown. Well, Cork with the scoring chances this afternoon, much more so than Limerick. The stats make interesting reading. Cork had 32 scoring chances. They've taken 19 so far. Limerick created just 24 scoring chances, and as you can see, they've taken 12, or 111. Cork lead by 7 points. 1 minute remaining. This is one again here, and Cork go forward, and that's Kieran Morrison, and he puts it over the bar. Kieran Morrison's second point. Limerick have looked wearier and wearier as this half has worn on. They've been under so much pressure. TJ Ryan setting one up for Mike Galligan. They missed the last goal chance. Galligan going through, and Galligan stopped. And that's dropped out there by John Brown. Here comes Moran once again. This time it's Ollie. Inside for TJ Ryan. But Limerick look a beaten team. Inside towards Shane O'Neill. Shane O'Neill trying to make decent room for himself. He scored! A late goal for Limerick by Shane O'Neill. And now how they'll rue that missed chance by TJ Ryan just minutes ago. 119 to 211. Well, this was the chance. Cork that time guilty of standing back somewhat as Shane O'Neill came through and put it beyond Ger Cunningham. And that's once again McCormack. That's the response to the goal at the other end. A second point by Fergal McCormack. A smile on his face as well. A man who's moved into left half forward behind the goal. The Cork fans ready to come on to the Gaelic grounds in Limerick. Still Shane O'Neill trying to edge even closer. Mike Galligan inside towards James Moran. Here's another chance. Another goal. An incredible finish to this match. James Moran. And now the calculators start to move fairly quickly. And it's all over. And after that very late scare, it ends with Cork winning, I think, by just 3 points. They were much the better team in the second half after a real ding-dong first 35 minutes. The late goals coming in there, but not enough to deny the Rebels their first Munster Championship win for some 3 years. The last one was against lowly Kerry in the Munster Championship, but they'd gone through 5 very barren years. Now they have progressed to a Munster semi-final meeting with Clare. That could be another memorable match. It would be Ger Cunningham's 49th championship match. He'll be disappointed by the last couple of goals there. But the full-time score at Limerick reads Cork the Masters by 3 points. It's Cork 120, Limerick 311. And let's go down straight away to JBM with Kieran.
Jimmy Barry-Murphy, something a little uneasy in the last few minutes, but a thoroughly outstanding victory for your side.
Yeah, I thought we played some good hurling in the second half, but in fairness, we gave her some very soft goals in the end, and something to be very concerned about.
You must be particularly pleased with the performance of your forward line. Look around, they've all scored and scored well today.
Yeah, I think our players played very well in the second half, and we struggled for a while maybe, but certainly when we needed the scores, we got them.
I've got to ask you, you're going on, it's Clare in the next game, and a hell of a clash as well.
It's a great game to look forward to. Clare have been great champions, and great respect for them, but it should be a great game in Thurles. I'm looking forward to it.
Jimmy Barry-Murphy, congratulations.
Thank you. Hi, Brendan.
Yes, he must be very pleased indeed, but the simple fact of the matter is, Studio and everybody else, had TJ Ryan scored his chance, the match would have ended level. But I think Cork on the day were the better team. They've won by 3 points.
They have indeed, Ger, when the calculations were finally done. What a finish to the game, and Moss Mulcahy, they made you sweat all the way.
Yeah, they looked very comfortable at one stage, you know. I'm sure Ger Cunningham and his defence will be very disappointed with the 2 late goals that he conceded, but they looked very, very impressive in the second half, and I said just after half-time that we need to up the forwards' performance, and the likes of Joe Dean and Kieran Morrison came roaring into it in the second half and got tremendous scores, and then took the pressure off the likes of Shawnee McGrath, you know, so it was a great second half performance by Cork.
Well, Pete, there's no doubt, I think, that Cork deserved that win today, the way they played, certainly in the second half. But it just goes to show you, the last 5 minutes of the game, you just can't let up, can you?
It just goes to show, and it's probably a little bit of an experience by this Cork team, because they haven't been there before. Now they deserve their win, and they deserve to win by 6 or 7 points at least. But you can't fall asleep in the last 10 minutes, and Cork are very good. They got us in the past, and got many teams in the past in that way, at the other end of the field. So they'll have to concentrate, and Jimmy Barry will have to knuckle down in the full back line now and settle on, because they did play very well in the full back line.
Yes.
They just fell asleep, and a little bit of a lapse came at that stage.
That was the irony, because the defence had generally played very well.
And had TJ Ryan scored his, you could have a draw. But I don't know, I definitely know Limerick didn't deserve a draw today.
All right, well, we'll talk more about this game after